This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Monday, the 6th day of February in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting. Here's what we're tracking tonight. In wake of Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George's admonition, the International Decade for People of African Descent Assembly, Guyana, today dispatched a letter to the Attorney General Anil Nandlal with the hope of resolving the ongoing dispute over funding for the organization. At a press conference this morning, the chairman of IPADG's Coordinating Council, Vincent Alexander, said the idea is to have dialogue.
The idea is to have dialogue, and our objective is to pursue the release of the monies for last year and to ensure that the monies are released for the rest of the decade.
The government has been withholding IPADG's monthly subvention of $8 million over claims of mismanagement, an allegation the organization has rubbished. With the matter now engaging the attention of the High Court, the acting Chief Justice has urged the two sides to consider a mediator. She said the issue is a national embarrassment and ought to be resolved. Mr. Alexander said while IPADG has written the Attorney General, it has not nominated a mediator.
We have simply made a request for dialogue. We think that's the first stage. Shouldn't, because in the question of mediator, that would have to be mutually determined as well. So we have not jumped the gun in suggesting who should be the mediator, but what we have done is to say we would like to have discussions on the matter.
To date, some $49 million in government funding has not been paid over to the organization. IPADG's attorney Nigel Hughes expressed the hope that the Attorney General would respond to the letter with alacrity. To date, many of the letters dispatched to the government, including one to President Irfanali, have been met with silence from the administration. But the attorney remains hopeful given the urging of the High Court. He noted, however, that the letter would not have any impact on the case before the court.
This letter, even though it emanated from the court proceedings, does not have an impact on the court proceedings. The court proceedings continue in accordance with the requirements of the civil procedure rules.
When the case was called against the government last month, four organizations which claimed to have a vested interest in the case were refused permission to be added to the case. The organization claimed that while they were founding members, they were excluded when the company was converted to a limited liability company. But the chairman of IPADG also refuted that allegation. He told the media today that all members of IPADG remain members under the company.
I am saddened by their own level of understanding. We have been incorporated with a company, and unlike what is being peddled, that we're a private company, our documentation clearly specifies that we are not a profit company. And if one reads the articles, one would see that the manner in which our assets can be disposed of if we are dissolved, there is no individual who can be beneficial.
Mr. Alexander told reporters that at least two of the organizations have received funding from the organization to the tune of $3 million. Meanwhile, he also said though government's decision to withhold the monthly subvention has left the organization handicapped, it continues to function with support from local and international groups. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say, but now that it's here, it will change life forever, and it is here to stay. The future is now, transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Giftland Office Max, we're all about customer satisfaction. Whether it's clothing and shoes for the ladies, gents, and kids, or for the latest electronics or hardware appliance, we're always thinking of satisfying you, our dear customers. Now you can shop online at www.giftlandofficemax.com or visit us at the Giftland Mall, where we're happy to serve each and every one of you.
Trifina, how you could get yarning on today's pension day?
I collect my pension and went to the market since the 23rd.
How you mean?
I tell you, Levy switched to lodgement. Since me last book finished, I switched.
You join up a lodge, was this lodgement?
Oh, the NIS lodgement system allows pensioners to get their pension into their bank account. The money is paid into the account by the 23rd of the month, so you could withdraw it whenever you like.
So wait, I ain't got for join no long line. Why you ain't tell me before?
Told you, Cleo. When you go to submit your life certificate, ask them for the allotment application form. When you complete it and the bank verify it, then NIS is going to process it. After they process it, your money will be in your account.
Well, all right, I going there now.
And don't forget, when you're carrying your life certificate, ask them for the lodgement application form.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
Well, let's tell you that Assistant Commissioner of Police and current head of the Presidential Guard Unit, Edgar Thomas, appeared on the Elections Commission witness stand for the third time today, as those public hearings resumed. The Assistant Police Commissioner presented his call log for the period covering the early stages of the 2020 elections, including the 5th of March, when pandemonium broke out at the GCOM Command Center at the Ashman's Building. At the time, Mr. Thomas was the regional commander and was expected to oversee the police operations at the command center. But according to former Commissioner of Police Leslie James, calls to Mr. Thomas's number were left unanswered as his colleagues struggled to maintain peace and order. Today, the Assistant Police Commissioner rubbished those allegations, telling the Commission that Mr. James appears to be a stranger to the truth.
Maybe the Commissioner at that stage is a stranger to the truth. The evidence presented before you indicate that I was in constant contact with the administration of the Guyana Police Force, including the Commissioner. I have it here, Commissioner.
At the time, he was responding to a question put to him by retired Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Carl Singh, who was among the three commissioners presiding over the inquiry. Last month, the former Commissioner of Police told the COI that the regional commander could not be reached on the radio or via telephone, and that he was eventually told to stand down and was replaced by his deputy Philip Azor. But Mr. Thomas told the Commission today that he was in communication with the then Police Commissioner and his deputy from 2 o'clock in the morning on the 5th of March until 9 o'clock that same day in the night. He is maintaining that there was a steady flow of communication. He also told the Commissioner that no time on the 5th of March was he asked to stand down.
And Commissioner, the evidence before you showed that I was in command, even at the time that I was granting bail, which the commander has the right to grant bail to persons who would have alleged committed any offense during that period.
Thomas said Senior Superintendent of Police Philip Azor had attempted to assume command on the 5th of March, but upon seeing him, he left the command center at GCOM. Mr. Thomas also maintained earlier claims that former Deputy Chief Election Officer Roxanne Myers had ordered him to clear the command center. Health matters to report now. The Woodlands Hospital is now offering stem cell therapy for cancer and other diseases. On Saturday, the privately owned hospital launched its stem cell treatment clinic at its Carmichael Street location here in Georgetown. President Irfan Ali, who delivered a feature address through his government support behind the stem cell treatment clinic and other forms of scientific development to assist persons suffering from various ailments. President Irfan Ali, who delivered the feature address through his government support behind the stem cell treatment clinic and other forms of scientific development to assist persons suffering from various ailments.
Now, the government has a responsibility to create this enabling environment to support this new architecture that we're building. From an infrastructure perspective, from a legislative perspective, but more importantly, from a primary healthcare perspective.
He added that his government will be embracing the holistic development of sciences in Guyana, especially with the use of technology.
When a public healthcare system is operating efficiently and reliably, it allows enough information to change the health information set and the healthcare set before a health crisis occurs. What that means is that stem cell is highly effective where there's early diagnostics. This is important. So the public healthcare system must be able to support diagnostics at a very early stage.
According to the president, with the development of the new technology and with early diagnostics and treatment, life expectancy and quality of life will improve.
The most effective results is diagnostics at a very early stage. And that is what the public healthcare system has to work on helping to improve.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, who also delivered remarks at the ceremony, said Guyana is now moving to precision medicine, where the healthcare providers will understand more about the patient and be in a better position to offer quality care. The stem cell treatment clinic is the first of its kind to be opened here in Guyana. The opposition APNU-AFC has filed a motion calling on the government to hand over all documents relating to the construction of the Wills Gas-to-Energy project, including the agreement, to the National Assembly. The motion submitted to the Parliament office today by APNU-AFC Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal comes days after the government declined to offer any indication when the final investment plan for that multi-billion-dollar project will be made available to the House. MP Mahipal told news source that the Prime Minister's refusal to answer basic questions on the project may be an indication that something is amiss.
After asking the question in Parliament, and the Prime Minister's cluelessness made me realize that the government is hiding the truth from the Guyanese people. And when Minister Ashney Singh attempted to rescue PM Phillips, he only cemented my view that the government is doing things with taxpayers' money in full secrecy. And as a representative of the people, I cannot allow that to happen.
The Member of Parliament said he intends to use his office to unveil the truth. He said while the project is critical to Guyana, the government must be transparent and accountable with taxpayers' money. In 2022, the government invested $24.6 billion into the project, and this year it is expected to inject another $43 billion. Last Thursday, the Prime Minister explained that the $24.6 billion represented 15% of the contract sum, which totals more than $759.8 million US. It was noted that an additional $400 million was given to the Ministry of Public Works to compensate persons whose lands have been acquired under the law acquisition for public purposes to pave the way for the pipeline route. But when asked for the investment plan to be circulated among members of the National Assembly, the Finance Minister, Dr. Ashney Singh, told the Committee of Supply last week that though he cannot recall a commitment being made by the government, it will nonetheless be happy to provide the information as promised. But though offering a renewed commitment, the information was not forthcoming. In addition to the $759 million US contract, which was signed with CH4 Linsaka for the construction of the project, an additional $1 billion will be used to construct the pipeline.
You taste the cheese, you hear the crunch. Grab a zoomers and zoom into fun. And with the first taste, you feel like you don't want it done. Blast off to a whole new place with every single bite. The cheesy goodness bring your taste buds alive. So let's just zoom into fun with this wheel-shaped delight. Zoomers, zoomers, zoom into fun.
Anson Mini Mart is now open to serve your everyday wants and needs. Our experienced pharmacists will help you feel your best, ensuring you bring home everything you need. We guarantee you will come back for everything you want. Our team is friendly. Our shelves are stocked and ready. Hassle-free shopping for your busy life. Anson Mini Mart, everyday shopping made easy. From our home to yours. Anson Mini Mart is now open to serve you. Call 220-0505 or check out our Anson Macau Guyana Facebook page for more details.
Convicted Guyanese drug trafficker Barry Tataram is finding out that the arms of U.S. justice are long and its memory does not grow weary. The 45-year-old, who was arrested on arrival at the New York's JFK airport on the 26th of January, is facing multiple drug trafficking charges that date back to 2 decades ago. According to U.S. court documents that were released this weekend, Dataram is accused of knowingly conspiring with others to traffic over 300 pounds of cocaine into the U.S. between 2001 and 2003. He appeared in a Brooklyn court last week and was further remanded on those charges. The court documents contain several sections that were redacted. It is unclear whether the redacted sections of the indictments contain the names of other persons who might have been involved in Dataram's alleged drug trafficking enterprise. 2 years ago, Dataram completed a 5-year jail sentence here in Guyana on drug trafficking convictions. 14 years ago, the U.S. had issued an arrest warrant for him and an extradition request, but he was never extradited after fighting that matter in the High Court. However, he was nabbed in Suriname in 2016 in relation to new drug trafficking charges linked to Guyana. He was handed over to the Guyanese authorities and was found guilty here in Guyana and sentenced to 5 years in jail. Following his release, he kept a relatively low profile, but traveled to the U.S. 2 weeks ago on his U.S. passport and was arrested on the outstanding U.S. warrants just after he stepped off the plane. Residents of Hopetown on the west coast of Berbice set fire to a car late yesterday afternoon after it slammed into 2 residents of the community, resulting in their hospitalizations. The residents said the driver of the car was speeding to the community when he lost control of that car and hit down 2 residents who were riding their electric bikes to the side of the roadway. The driver was reportedly beaten and his car torched before the police arrived on the scene. He is the son of a businessman from the West Coast Berbice area and refused to go to the hospital with the police, instead leaving with his father. Police in the area moved in quickly to clear the roadway and restore order after the incident as the residents became agitated over the injuries. In a statement today, the Guyana Police Force said both the father and son are now in custody, assisting with the investigations. Meanwhile, Acting Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken today appealed to members of the public to desist from unlawful acts, such as blocking roads and burning tires and disrupting the flow of traffic. He said they should also not be intimidating and robbing commuters and the traveling public. The appeal by Mr. Hicken comes in wake of 2 recent incidents, one at Buxton on the east coast of the Demerara, which took place last Wednesday, and the other one in Hopetown on the west coast of Berbice last evening. In a statement, the Guyana Police Force said the 2 incidents saw persons burning tires and other debris and setting vehicles alight as they resorted to blocking the roadways and preventing the smooth flow of traffic. The acting top cop made it clear that the type of behavior is unlawful and will not be tolerated by the Guyana police force. He said those held accountable would face the full brunt of the law, and there would be a zero-tolerance approach from the police force to ensure that law and order are maintained.
Ansem Mini Mart is now open to serve your everyday wants and needs. Our experienced pharmacists will help you feel your best, ensuring you bring home everything you need. We guarantee you will come back for everything you want. Our team is friendly. Our shelves are stocked and ready. Hassle-free shopping for your busy life. Ansem Mini Mart, everyday shopping made easy. From our home to yours. Ansem Mini Mart is now open to serve you. Call 220-0505 or check out our Ansem Guyana Facebook page for more details.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, the Canadian government has announced that it has deployed a military aircraft over Haiti to address what it called a dire security situation and to support efforts to disrupt the activities of Haitian gangs. Canada said in a statement that it supports the Haitian National Police and deployed a Royal Canadian Air Force CP-140 Aurora long-range patrol aircraft in response to Haiti's request for support as violence continues to escalate in the country. Haitian gangs have expanded their territory since the 2021 assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. The resulting violence has left much of the country off limits to the government and led to routine gun battles with the police. Haiti is expected to be on the agenda when U.S. President Joe Biden visits Canada next month. The House of Representatives in Trinidad and Tobago has unanimously confirmed Erla Harewood Christopher as the country's first ever female commissioner of police. All government and opposition members of parliament in the House voted in favor of the motion to appoint her, ending in a vote of 36 for, 0 against, and 0 abstentions. Harewood Christopher, who has been acting in the position, was recommended as a top cop choice by the Police Service Commission, but is still needed to be ratified by Parliament. Leading the motion for her appointment, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley confirmed the PSC nominated her as the highest grade candidate. Noting Harewood Christopher has a very long and varied service coming up the ranks from constable, Rowley added that the officer is highly qualified and very experienced, and therefore the government, not entirely surprised, would have found favor with the Service Commission. And finally tonight, international news. The death toll from a strong earthquake in southeastern Turkey near Syria's border could rise eightfold, the World Health Organization has warned. The toll, which currently stands at more than 3,400 people, has increased rapidly since the first earthquake struck early this morning. About 12 hours later, a second powerful tremor hit further north. Rescuers have been combing through mountains of rubble in freezing and snowy conditions to find survivors. Countries around the world are sending support to help those rescue efforts, including specialist teams, sniffer dogs, and equipment. The U.S. Geological Survey said a 7.8 magnitude tremor struck at around 4:17 this morning. The first quake was one of the largest ever recorded in Turkey. Survivors said it took 2 minutes for the shaking to stop. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.